In this demo, I'm going to explain the IDM corner pin effect. As you might know, regular effects are not supported for placeholder layers when working with Idomoo, but the two effects under Idomoo effects are supported. So Gaussian blur and corner pin are supported. We're always working on creating more, and you can use any effects on static layers. The IDM corner pin effect is similar to After Effects corner pin effect, but it's got, aside from the regular pins, which we call two pins, there's also from pins. So I'm going to explain exactly what this does. Okay, so we've got this shot here, and I can preview it. And we want to replace the image that's on that button that the finger's clicking on with a placeholder layer. First stage is to track. We're going to use, we can use four-point tracking, but instead we are going to track with Mocha. So go in here, animation, and track in Mocha. I'm not going to go over how to track in Mocha. There's plenty of tutorials out there. So all that's left to do now is to export tracking data. I'm going to export for After Effects corner pin, and I'm just going to click Copy to Clipboard. Back in After Effects, I now need to add something here. I'll just create a solid for now. The solid is the same resolution of the composition, which is important. I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to simply paste while standing on the first frame. And as we can see, we've got a regular After Effects corner pin, and everything follows perfectly. Notice that we can see a little bit of the edge here. Okay? And hopefully I can shift the pins a little bit so I don't see that yellow there. In order to do that, I'm going to replace corner pin with IDM corner pin. Okay, so I'm just going to go to Effect, IDM corner pin, and we've got that now. Now, as you can see, we have in a regular corner pin upper left, upper right, lower left, and lower right. And if we go to two pins, we have the same thing here, upper left, upper right, lower left, and lower right. So all I need to do is to be on the first frame. I'll open my two pins here, and I'll copy upper left to upper left, upper right to upper right, lower left to lower left, and lower right to lower right. Okay, now that looks funny because we have two sets of corner pin working, but turning off the regular corner pin, we can see that we have exactly the same result. Great, so I don't need my regular corner pin anymore. Let's have a look at what from pins is. Usually, the pins are the corner of the image. But what if you want that pin to be something else? That's why we have from pins. Very hard to work with from pins when we're already in the transformation. So instead of looking at both pins, I'm going to look at Show From Pins. Okay, so what we're seeing now is my image undistorted, so without the corner pin effect working, and I've got these pins here, and you can see that the outline here is blue rather than orange, which is the two pins. So if I will grab, instead of the edge, but I'll move something within the edge, okay? So let's take it to 20 pixels in. Then I'll have some extra from the image that will be over that bit of the yellow edge. So I can do it manually, just move the pins around, or I can type in the numbers here. So I'm adding 20 and removing 20 as needed. And now all of my pins are 20 pixels inside of the image. Now by default, we are going to crop the image when we do the transformation. So if we see both pins now, we are still going to see the edge there. Okay, we still have that edge. We didn't gain anything from it. That's why we have crop to pins here. Now, if I want to gain those 20 pixels back, I'm going to add 20 pixels. And now I'm drawing 20 pixels outside of my 2 pins. And I can play back. Okay, so that's good. Now, obviously, there's the finger there and the edges of the plastic around the button. And I can use the same tracking data from Mocha to export a mask as well. And I've already done that. It's not part of our tutorial, so I'm just going to grab that foreground comp in here. And there we go. It's a little bit wonky there, but to be honest, we want this to still be yellow. So I'm going to change that to yellow, and things look better. The image that we want to place on top of this is not the same resolution as the composition size. So add another corner pin. This time the from pins are 1600 and 900, and I just need to copy the 2 pins again. So I'll just turn these 4 on, and then as I click U, I only have what I need. So copy from here to there, from here to there, from here to there, and the last one, and we're done. But it's still shifted. Only thing we need to do is use the regular transform to move this to where we need it to be. If we look at the pins, we can aim this exactly where it needs to be. So it needs to be down by a couple of pixels. There we go. Okay, so let's preview this now. And there we go.